We're already going into the first game right now.
Oof, I love this production's pace. I'm expecting Lucky Sound to really shake things up and kind of learn from his previous matches. Now, I know I keep talking about that, and I don't want to harp on it too much here, but I want to see that more aggressive play where if you open your draft up with stripping and providing like some attack bar for your team, I want to see some damage, some capitalization here. I want to see those like Masha picks, the more Sonya, to really put your opponent on his toes here. But we'll see what happens because the match is already in. We got the pre-bans, Laura, Wateryu, Moore getting banned out here. Chandra's that first pick for Lucky Sound on the right side. And Lin on the left side with that Veil Jewel and that Hey Gang.
I think he's fully expecting a Cigar right there. So he's going to brought in something that will counter the Cigar with the Hey Gang giving attack bar and the Villager provide the immunity. And that's why Cigar is not going to go in here. We're going to see the LD5 coming out from Lucky Sound once again.
So this is where Lucky Sound got his victory and kind of got a lot of traction going when he showcased both of these units. So he's slamming them down right here. And Lin is just kind of taking it as is. He's playing a little casual. We see the Water Twin Angels and we see the Cigar coming out as well. We're not showcasing a ton of damage, and we've seen Lin do this before. So I'm very curious to see what this last pick is because he kind of needs to bring in a little bit more damage for his draft here. Lucky Sound bringing in more volatility, more control, and it's going to be Ethna and Ciara wrapping up his draft.
I think Ciara is really amazing, but Ethna is kind of weird because they are not really a clear unit for you to strip stun right off the bat because over there are all tanky unit and we have a Hey Gang to deal with, and now we have a perfect Ragdoll counter to the Ethna right now. So I think it's going to be a Ciara ban together with maybe... Man, it's tough, man. It's tough for Lucky Sound. Whichever way you are banning, you are still suffering from some sort of immunity or attack bar gain or both. So it's looking... I think it's kind of looking bad for Lucky Sound at the moment for the Ethna draft.
Yeah, for sure. I think potentially seeing the Ragdoll ban out here, but it looks like Veljo is going to get the ban. Audrey, of all the units on the other side of Lucky Sound's draft here, Audrey's going to be getting the ban.
So I think Lin is praying that the Ciara is going to be the good old... Ciara's going to miss her bomb right off the bat here, but at least Hey Gang's going to be here to make this Ethna cry because that's not going to stay.
Oof, going for the skill 3, not getting the stun on top of Cigar. Cigar's got his third skill ready. Goes for the reset on top of that Dak Monkey, and I don't believe he got it.
But I think it doesn't really matter because he still have more control coming out from this. And the target for the control will potentially be the Ciara, but did not get anything onto the Ciara. And here is where Ciara shined the most, and I don't think not banning Ciara is going to be wise because somebody's going to go down very quickly to the Ciara.
Yeah, definitely. That bomb's going to be landing on top of the Cigar. Chandra was actually not able to get what he really wanted to see there. Only a Despair Stun sitting on top of the Ragdoll in one slow on top of the Twin Angels. We're looking at some skill 1 here, and this bomb is just going to be sitting on top of this Cigar for just a little bit.
It's going to say you shatter, you get defense break, but they are moving as well, which means they can take away the defense break in whatever way they could. And right now, Cigar is coming in hard with the defense break, and Ragdoll is moving right after that to utilize the defense break to its full potential.
Yeah, looking for a little bit of attack bar pushback on top of the Chandra. It does get that. And we got the shields coming up here. Hopefully that shield's going to be enough to keep the Cigar alive from this bomb. Big skill 2 going into the Ciara. But the additional turn from Ciara is coming through here. Do we double bomb the Cigar to remove this unit from the field?
It's going to be a double bomb. It's going to get detonated. That's going to be so much damage. Goodbye. What? I saw 40k on the Cigar. That is amazing quality because that Ciara survived a Ragdoll and doing so much damage. He had to ban that Ciara earlier.
That's a very well-ruined Ciara, and this is what that quality we're looking for in SWC. Lucky Sound getting his first victory over Lin.
Man, that's it. There's so much work. I'm pretty sure that Ciara is probably plus 25k HP with like 1500 attack with 30% bomb damage artifact. That thing is stacked to the brim.
Yeah, there was a lot of damage. It was a very tanky unit. Handled that defense break. Torrent from Ragdoll really, really well. Well, we've got the pre-bans coming in here, and it is going to be Hey Gang, who was yielding as a problematic unit for Lucky Sound, so in the pre-ban by no surprise. And of course, Ragdoll, something you don't want to have to worry about making its way into the pre-ban.
And once again, we see the Cigar team without a real control. Following up after Cigar shows that Cigar alone is very lacking in terms of the actual control that he can do. So definitely going to need to pair with a Chandra or something that can provide slow debuff for the Cigar.
Lynn's going to be taking that Oliver here, and we've got Lucky Sound taking the Chandra and Laura as we face off here in round number 2 between Lucky Sound and Lin.
So right now we are seeing the Oliver Moore follow-up, a very classic draft here, and that's going to open up a lot of opportunity. I really liked it instead of a force-picking Cigar and a Water Twin Angel because they're meta and you think they're going to be strong, but I like this way much more against the Laura Chandra. But unluckily, we have a Tian Lang to make sure that to demolish this draft right now.
Tian Lang, so problematic, and it's so nice to have that in your box prepared for especially moments like this. I think the Dark Monkey King is still a good pick here. You know, we have stripped in front of that Dark Monkey King, so we have a great pairing here. We do have some problems being drafted by Lin. I prefer this style of Lin's draft much more this time around.
I think the Ethna in this situation is really good because there's no fire unit over there. That's definitely going to be a Tian Lang ban. Sonia might have to be banned as well because that might one-shot. So, oh my god, he's not giving him a break. That's going to be a Leo to counter the speed of the other side of Lin right there. So it's going to be Leo Sonia ban and have to deal with the Tian Lang, and that is so bad.
Yeah, it definitely is. So now this is some really interesting drafting here. I really like that both these players are really changing things up. There's such a heavy LD draft coming out of Lucky Sound here. Getting that skill 3 stun on top of this Tian Lang being the unit that we are very much worried about here. And we've got all skills available, ready for Oliver. Gets the entire dump on top of that Dark Monkey King. No defense break was landing on top of that Tian Lang.
And now here comes the revenge. Turn 2 is not looking bad at all with all these control and support coming out from the team. And Tian Lang combined with Laura is crazy because you are nerfing the enemy attack bar while giving yourself speed buff, moving and doing so much damage. Look at the Tian Lang. I felt I just got hit by Lucian.
That was great damage there. Didn't get any stuns there, but the damage was insane. Only 2 slows there on very important units as well. Gets the stun with the additional turn on top of Masha and takes out that Ethna.
I think if you replace Masha with something that has more AoE potential, then Lin would have a better shot at this, but there was just not enough damage to bring down the enemy team, and that Tian Lang did so much damage as well.
Yeah, TL put in work in that round number 2, and Lucky Sound up 2 games, looking for match point as we get into game number 3. Hey Gang, Ragdoll, they're available to draft here with new pre-bans getting locked in now.
I think it's probably going to be Tian Lang and something. What will be the something? Because he didn't draft a lot of LD5, right? So it's probably going to be Tian Lang pre-ban and something key from the enemy team, like a Hey Gang, maybe? He can also ban Hey Gang.
If he pre-bans the Tian Lang, maybe he's banning out the Oliver here. Oh, no. It's going to be a Laura and a Moore. The
first pick for Lucky Sound here, he might grab that CR potentially for the damage because it was working so well against the style that Lin was going for.
I really would like him to see to take that CR again, especially because we're looking at match point game 3. Lucky Sound, I am in your corner right now. Chandra as a first pick coming out for Lucky Sound, and let's see how Lin's going to respond with his first picks.
I don't like that at all because you are going to a position where you might go first without a real follow-up because Ragdoll is like not really that kind of a follow-up, and you have no support immunity at the moment. So your first 2 are really, really strange right now. So I'm not sure. Like, that looks good.
So we're letting the Audrey through. He has a Doom on. Well, that's interesting. So he's definitely sporting a Bruiser draft, and he's coming out straight out the gate with it. He is saying he doesn't want turn 1 at all, going straight Bruiser. And I think I definitely side with Lin here. We're going with a complete change of draft here. I think this may throw his opponent off. I think that CR is extremely dangerous, and we're probably already banning that unit out here. But I'm very curious to see what Lin's last pick is going to be. Oh, okay.
Oh, that is definitely amazing. We have a lot of control as well going first. Doman is great when she gets to move. If she doesn't get to move, get stunned by the monkey or the robo, that's going to be instantly over for the Doman. And that's going to be, I think, the Velajul force ban for this Wind Robo here because he doesn't really have way to counter the Velajul Violent procs. So that's going to be looking like a lot of control coming out from Lucky Sound. I wonder if Gapsu is going to be enough to bring the team alive.
I think he has to ban out that Win Robo. I think Win Robo really takes way too many turns and kind of goes to town on Lin's draft here. So I feel like you have to. Gapsu does get the ban here, but man, what Jet's going to get the ban. Let's see what happens with this Win Robo, because I feel like this Win Robo's got a lot of opportunity right now.
I'm not sure about Lucky Sound banner because it's giving Lin a lot of opportunity to get good RNG here with the Ragdoll forcing you to crit. And you not letting stun or the villager getting a violent proc. There's just a lot of bad scenario that can potentially happen for Lucky Sound. And he's not getting the villager stun up at all as well.
No, not yet. He's just doing some more poke damage there on top of the Veladrul. We're going to be setting up a defense break and we'll see where it's going to go. I feel like we might expedite and go after this Wind Robo, opting to go for the Dak Monkey King. And I think what's happening here is he wants to showcase 2 targets. So he's going to find out where the Hug is going. The Hug is going to go on top of the Wind Robo. So now he has his opportunity to keep punching away at this Dak Monkey King.
And the Hug doesn't do anything against Karma and Curse of Death. So I think that's going to definitely bring down the Robo. And I don't think he has enough damage to bring down this Dolmen fast enough, especially with the protection of the Veladrul healing and immunity. So I think this is going to be lost by draft by Lucky Sound here because there's just nothing that he can do at the moment.
Yeah,
or maybe here's the moment.
Well. Oh, that is true. Audrey does have pretty good window right now. Oh, wow. So we're going to get a violent proc out. We are a couple turns away from getting that immunity cleanse back up here. So we do have some sustain, not landing a defense break on top of that Audrey.
But that beautiful defense break from the Monkey setting up for the Audrey to start doing damage. And she's resisting every single thing. And she is crushing the enemy.
Man, you know, I was thinking Lin had it and it was a great draft and he really caught his opponent off guard here. But wow, Audrey creating some big problems right now. Ultimately, it was Dak Monkey King setting up some beautiful defense breaks and Lucky Sound just taking advantage of those windows. Beautiful stun on top of that Veladrul.
I know. I think it also showcased Lucky Sound being a very, very good risk taker because he let the enemy buff first. He let the enemy put Karma and Curse of Death on his Robo just for Robo to do one skill and die. But that set up the entire momentum for the Monkey and the Andre to actually demolish the enemy team. And he was very comfortable doing so because for other player, I think losing the Robo and then getting not good turn 1 is going to be very bad. But right here, Lucky Sound, incredible.